please keep it up.
I will.
Good, keep it up.
Respect is earned and deserved.
Yep, and you haven't given none.
Go now, go back to
respect is earned.
And when are you going to give some, sir? When?
I'm sick and tired of
I've been in this car for 50 minutes. When have you respected me as a passenger? When? I got in here, I asked you, can you turn your music down? You turned the even more. Nobody should have to ask you that.
You feel so entitled.
Yes, I feel entitled because I'm a passenger.
You're a passenger, but this is...
And this is your job.
It's not my job.
It's your job.
It's my car.
Be
I can kick you out of the car anytime I want to.
Guess what?
I don't work for anybody.
Then you do whatever you need to do.
I don't work for anybody. Please. I work for myself.
Okay. Keep on,
you know,
keep
I
on,
can
keep
kick
on.
you out of... It's my car.
Okay.
Please, she's not wise. Don't be quarreling with her, please. Just go. Go
you
like this.
black Americans, you feel so entitled. Over what?
The next right.
Lazy ass mother...
Ooh, yes, yep.
Don't get some job. You like to live on welfare. My tax money is taking care of you equally if you don't know that. Fool.
Keep it up. Yep.
If you're dealing with other persons, don't talk that me. I'll kick your ass. I need to kick you too, physically.
The first right.
I am an immigrant. I went to school in this country, I was raised in this country, and Americans are delusional. Not just as it relates to the plight of the average immigrant, but Americans are delusional as to how great their country actually is and why people sacrifice their lives to come here. It is not, in fact, because it's the greatest country in the world. No matter how much you're indoctrinated to believe this, it's actually false. But there is no immigrant who comes to America if they didn't have to. I know a lot of you think that we love strip malls and school shootings, but believe it or not, the citizens who come from these countries that you guys love to vacation to give up everything to come to this country. My grandma left her 6 children in Jamaica so that she can come to America for better opportunities, not just for herself, but for her entire family. And so she came to New York City to be a live-in nanny to other people's children. And throughout the 50 years that she lived in America, what she wanted the most was to eventually return to her country. And by the time she had saved up all of her money, got her pension, and built her house back in Jamaica, she was only able to enjoy a few years back in her home until she died. She literally gave up her entire life to be here for her entire family. And the same goes for my mom, who sacrificed and gave up so much just so she can come here and make minimum wage, doing a thankless job that Americans would never do, but one that is so necessary in this country, caring for old people. People do not come to this country unless they absolutely have to. A lot of immigrants have to tolerate a lot by coming to this country. Immigrants are the reason why Americans can eat. And not only eat, but eat at a reasonable price. A lot of the luxuries that you guys consume would only be available to you because of immigrant labor. This country would not have a food culture if it wasn't for immigrants. And I don't know why, for some reason, a lot of you are forgetting that Native Americans are called Native for a reason. Y'all are not native to this country either. This is a country made up of immigrants. If this was a poor country, no one would be here. If your country didn't help destabilize hundreds of countries around the world, again, no one would be here. And if our own countries were stable, y'all would not see us. We would not be here. And entire industries would shut down. You guys would not be able to sustain yourselves. So y'all really need to humble yourselves and also get over yourself. Because the fact of the matter is that if you're not Native American, you are an immigrant. You come from immigrants.
For backup, you guys, there is about 30 cars. I have a wall that stops this window, but if I go in the other room, I can show you guys. It is bad. They camped outside waiting for these people to come out of this Nigerian club. It's called Lagos in downtown LA. This is on Broadway. Waiting for them to come outside because they're trying to leave to go home. Boom, rounding them all up. Yes, there was a shot that was fired, and I'm not sure if he's seeking any type of medical attention. It's just not fair. They were trying to leave. I'm gonna go to the other window, you guys. Hold on, sorry. I can see more from my window. Don't mind my damn pizza slides. I'm just a chismosa. You see, it continues and it continues. And again, I have that block, but I don't have another room there. They arresting anybody on the damn street, and they will wait for you to leave your fucking apartment, anywhere. They knew where to get their money at. Yeah.
You know what this whole protesting thing in LA is showing me? And it's actually showing the world too. Coming from a Hispanic, you know, Puerto Rican and Dominican or whatever, right? Hispanic people, they racist as bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hispanic people racist as alright, tell y'all a little story. I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican, right? In my family, I'm the only one that got this texture hair, right? Well, not now because, you know, my sister got her kids Hispanic and black, my kids Hispanic and black. So, but my immediate family, all that, right? The only one that got this texture hair, this texture beard and all that, it's me. Because I'm the only one from my cousins to my brothers, to my sisters, to my aunts, my uncles, all of them, I was the only one that was Puerto Rican and Dominican. Like, I remember as a kid, like, I love my uncle, but he crazy. But I remember my uncle as a kid telling me, oh, like, you got that peasy hair and like that. Because everybody in my family got that slick that, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm always thinking, I'm like, all right, my hair peasy, my hair bad. And that's until I met my wife. And she taught me about, you know, hair textures. How some people got 3, some people got, it was like 3C, 3-4, whatever the she was telling me. But she told me about hair texture and like that. Now I'll be going down memory lane and I'm like, damn. My family really used to be racist as It's not funny because it's not funny, but when you think about it, you're like, yo, they was really out here being racist. And you know what's crazy? It's crazy that it be like older Hispanic people that be the most racist. Like, I remember, like, Puerto Ricans got this word that they use called moyo, and that's to describe like that's the derogatory word for black people, like the Hispanics use. They be like, oh, ese es un moyo, blah blah blah, el moyo ese, and then they say another, you know, moyo apestoso, whatever the you want to say, right? And I'm like, damn, bro, like, I ain't really use the word because I thought the word was stupid. Like, it was just, what the is a moyo anyway? Like, to me, it was like, what the is that? But yeah, these LA riots just showing me, like, because they've been coming out with people, calling cops the N-word. They've been coming out with a video with Shorty talking about something. She ain't even coming to America because it was all so great. It was slightly better than Mexico. Bruh, just, if it was slightly better, how about you get your ass back over there then? That's just how I feel at this point, bruh.
Okay, with all this immigration going on, I don't like to speak negativity, especially on any platform. However, I am gonna make a comment about this because it's bothering me. It's bothering me. It's bothering me really bad. Okay, I've lived in the U.S. since 2000. Never had things been like this with immigration. Never. One, everybody in the U.S. is an immigrant. Okay? Everybody. If you were born here or not, your grandparents, and grandparents were some type of native something. That's one. Two, I know a lot of American people, Puerto Rican people, who were born here and have so many opportunities to be something in life, and ain't, no offense, but didn't go to school, didn't finish school, didn't go to college, don't got a job. Half of these American girls are strippers or entertainers. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I'm just saying. Now it's hurricane season, and we're deporting all the illegal immigrants who clean up the debrisement, the trash, all that. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it? Who? Who's gonna be up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to the farms? Because I know none of y'all white men is. I know none of y'all African Americans are not gonna get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go pick vegetables or fruit. So let's talk about it. Let's for real talk about it. Because I was born in Brazil. I am a resident here in this country now. But I did something with my life. And 99.9% of immigrants that I know are doctors, dentists, managers, pharma in the pharmacy world, have their own business, entrepreneurs. Like, come on. Y'all want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's a damn shame what we're going through in this damn country.
What up, family? Let me break something down. I'm going to show you what I mean when I say everybody benefits off the blood, sweat, and tears of black people. Black people built this country, and everybody coming over here and benefiting off it. Black people were the labor force of this country. To the mid and late 80s, they used Bill with the Cosby Show in Different World to discourage blacks from trades because they knew they was going to let the Mexicans come in and undercut us for the trade labor. So they took the trades out of school when Mexicans came over here. You used to take brick masonry, carpentry, electrician, all that shit in school. They took that out of schools and undercut the black man. The Mexicans helped gentrify America. Now look up. The Mexicans took over the trailer parks and they took over all the inner city projects. I'm not against Mexicans. I'm saying I'm for blacks. So Mexicans right now are throwing rocks in California, being disruptive. Blacks were actually attacked for peacefully protesting with suits. These got on all black face masks throwing rocks. They're being violent. And America is being nice and sweet to them. They're benefiting from what blacks did. That's what DEI was. Whites, Mexicans, everybody benefited from blacks. And I'm sick of all this black and brown black people. We excited. Some black people are excited to see Mexicans rise up against the government because we haven't done it. So what I'm simply saying, I don't hate nobody. I love blacks. And if they get them out of here, blacks gonna go back to them jobs and they gonna put trades back in schools. Mexicans came over here and under what you think Javier said, he said, hey, they paying us fucking $10 an hour. We gonna go over here. You think they cared about us when they move over here and start doing all that cheap labor? They didn't give a fuck about us. So don't come at me with no racism shit. They didn't give a fuck about us. They put skates on us. They undercut our labor. They were illegal immigrants, and black people building a house for $50,000 in 2 weeks. They come over here illegally with 30 and build a house for $10,000 in 1 week.
In a quarter mile, turn right on.
I think today that a well-educated black person, male or female, has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white person. And I felt that for a long time. And I hope that anybody in the audience that's black and is watching can hear me say this. And I'm talking now as a person that employs thousands and thousands of people. A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white in terms of the job market. And I think sometimes a black may think that they don't really have the advantage or this or that, but in actuality, today, currently, it's a great, I've said on occasion, even about myself, if I was starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black because I really believe they do have an actual advantage today.
So this is the craziest part, right? When you deal with the one woman who stated that she is an immigrant, right? You can tell, obviously, because of the hair and everything like that, right? She said that her people are from Jamaica and how her grandmother sacrificed everything in order to come here and live better and do all of this and that, because obviously back there in Jamaica she can't do everything that she's able to do in America, right? And within that, she then wanted to go into other areas of, oh, you know, I got other my mother and da all this other type of stuff, and they have to sacrifice all of these things, but your country and you guys aren't as great as you think that you. Then go back to Jamaica. Go back to Jamaica. Be directly there and do for yourself. Don't come here then. Because it's crazy. You say that, you know, your family's Jamaican. I don't hear an ounce of Jamaican directly from you, which means that you are fully Americanized. Right? Because normally I've heard other people who are immigrants. I've heard other people who are raised in immigrant households and they still have the accent directly there. I don't get none of that from her. And she has the whole thing of, oh, it's not really as great as you think it is, and well, do it back home. Raise your grandmother should have stayed back home. Your mother should have went back home. You need to actually go back home, because don't tell me that you're sitting here on the internet on a phone of which you more than likely went to an American store in order to buy. On top of that, using American internet service in order to make this video, and sit here and try to say that America's not great. It's crazy how a lot of people are allowed so many opportunities, and they want to come from other countries. I'm sorry, not come from, because that makes it seem as though that they're just doing it just to, no. They're running from their other countries, other places of origin, to come to the United States in order to have a better life. Why not go to Switzerland? Why not go to Austria? Right? Why not go to Lithuania? Why not go to Germany? Why not go to all of these other places outside the United? Why not even go to Canada? Right? Why not go everywhere else other than America? Because you said that it's not great. And then you wanted to, oh, well, if you guys were a poor country and this, that, then we wouldn't. Obviously, right? That goes without saying, Captain Obvious, but yet we're not. And yet that's not the circumstances that we are currently in. Again, as stated before, no matter how bad things are in the United States, people are still treated better here. People still have freer rights. This is why you have immigrants, illegal immigrants, coming here, and they decide that instead of going back to where they came from because they know they came here illegally, they want to protest. And they want to show off that protest by waving another nation's flag in the United States, saying that I am Mexican, I am here, see me, and you can't do nothing about it. That's all they're doing. That's realistically what they're doing in every single one of these protests. And matter of fact, these are not the only flags that I've seen. I've seen flags from people, as people want to call it, quote unquote, the Middle East. And then those same exact people calling for the eradication of America. And I'm like, wow, that's diabolical. Because I'm like, wouldn't it be safer for you to do that in your whole other country? Wouldn't you feel safer doing that? Oh, I guess you wouldn't. Because, you got regimes, you got other things basically going on over there where you would just have to focus in on home. But because you're in America, you can decide to wave your flag and forget about the war-torn areas of countries that you come from. And now you just want to be a protester. Now you want to, do this and that. It's funny how people forget what home is and what home is actually like when they live directly in the United States, when they're allotted the niceties that are here that they can't get back home. It's very interesting that a lot of people want to come here and they want to say that, oh, where it is that they come from is beautiful. They have so many things. They got all of these traditions. They got all of this culture and this. But why aren't you there? Why are you not back home if it is so much better? Right? You can't tell me that the little bit of things, as you're putting it, the little bit of things that you get from America trump anything back home, because back home is back home, right? Home is where the heart is, but yet you're not there. So basically you're running around like the Tin Man, right? If only I had a heart. It's crazy work. Some of y'all are running around without a brain. Crazy work. So, like I said before, and I know some people are going to be like, yo, actually, the way that it was supposed to go with the Wizard of Oz, you got things misconstrued. I don't care, but you understand what I'm saying. A piece of metal cannot have a heart for all intents and purposes. And then the next video, or I think it was the first video, where you had the African male that wanted to go back and forth with a black woman and then wanted to basically say that, oh, you're on government assistance, like all of the stereotypes, right? You're an immigrant. And I know for a fact that a lot of these immigrants who come directly, they don't automatically have jobs. So I don't understand why him as an African, he's making it seem as though that as soon as he stepped foot in the United States over from Africa, wherever it is that he came from, that he automatically had a job. He was in somebody's boardroom, right? He was sitting at the round table somewhere, just people left. It's some crazy work. Right? When a lot of these migrants, immigrants, whatever you want to call it, come directly over here and they are the main ones on government assistance because they have to get a leg up, right, in order to stabilize themselves. So it's crazy for him to try to have, this type of thing where it's like, oh, I want to let you know as a Black American, I'm better than you because I'm working for myself and nobody can sit up there and fire me and my tax dollars are sitting up there paying for you and this, that, and you do realize that the only reason that you as an African are even over here is because of Black Americans. I just want you to anybody that is I want you to understand that because of the blood, sweat, and tears of the Black American peoples that are here before you, this is why it is so comfortable for you to be here. Without us, you wouldn't be here. You see what you're going through over there in Europe, right? When you're trying to do an influx of those from African regions up there to you see what you're going through over there. Right? You see how it's not so nice. You see how it's not so pleasant. You see how it is that you're getting treated. That's because there's no type of welcoming mat. That's because there was nothing to, in a sense, calm down the moods of the people there. Right? They're pretty much not for all intents and purposes, they're isolated over there in Europe, and they make sure to stay that way. Right? They want everything to look like Snow White. Right? They want everything to pretty much look like Elsa directly up there, and they made sure to sit up there and do that. Right? They kept themselves up there and they kept you directly down there. But somehow, some way, you made it to Europe, right? Boatloads. And now you have a lot of Europeans. They have problems. They want you guys directly up out of there. Right? And you more than likely have to go through the racism and all the other types of stuff directly up there, and that's directly on you. So because, again, you cannot face the people who caused you the utmost problems, that brings you right back to us. So instead of having this type of animosity, this type of voice, this type of veracity, this type of rah with the Europeans and the European government and Britain and all this other type of stuff, instead of you trying to take back what they took from you, you want to come directly to America and you want to try to run your mouth directly to Black Americans as if you got any type of leg or land to sit up there and actually stand on. That's some crazy work. That is diabolical in nature. And this is why in the next video I sat up there and gave you that, hey, they're up there. ICE is waiting directly at Nigerian clubs. I didn't even know there was Nigerian clubs in the United States. Didn't know. Color me surprised. But ICE is sitting up there going directly for you guys. Here we go. And I promise you, somehow, some way, you're going to have people up there talking about, oh, see, they're going after Black people in the United States. This is why all Black people need to know. No. As I stated before, if it's going to fall, everything is going to sit up there and fall. You're not going to be pulling or using those scare tactics directly here to try to have Black Americans jump into anybody's fight. I like I said, I've been telling people for the longest time possible, when it falls, it is going to fall all over the place. I do not care. If it is meant to be, it is meant to be. A lot of people did not want to understand what Black Americans were sitting up here saying. A lot of people did not want to pay attention when Black Americans said that, yo, we are tired of going through all of these other types of things and how it is that you specifically want to treat us and how it is that you guys want to deem us and try to link up with the same oppressive government system and their ideologies and same stereotypes that they've been using on us. Now you want to have those talking points because you think that you're up there on a hierarchy above us. Fine, so be it. Everything is going to fall. Everything is going to sit up there and fall, because I find it very funny at this moment in time that every nation out here that is now in the United States that has come after Black Americans, that have solely told us that we don't have no culture, we don't have no tradition, we don't have no language, we don't know where we came from, we're a misguided and confused people, and we can't do nothing to anybody. Nobody wants any parts of us, right? We are basically, for all intents and purposes, as they're saying it, worthless. But we're supposed to be the most worthless people on the face of this planet. But yet I see every single nation and culture asking Black Americans to jump into this fight, to help them go for this and go for that, to help them protest, to speak out. I thought we didn't have no value. I thought we didn't have no worth by everything that y'all sat up there and told us. It's amazing how times have changed. And because times have changed, Black Americans are not the same welcoming. Black Americans are not the same types of individuals who are oh so forgiving, right? The way of Jesus, Christian, like all of that other type of stuff. We've turned a new leaf at this moment in time, and now you got to deal with that. The same way when we had a lot of circumstances, you know, we had to sit up there and have uphill battles, and y'all left us by ourselves. Now you got a little bit of taste of that medicine, but it's not done yet, and it is not over. Like I said, when it falls, it's going to fall hard. And the same way that Black Americans have always struggled, have always been here, have always thrived, and have always survived, we will continue to do so. It don't matter what our numbers are. It don't matter if it's down to the 1 millions or the 500,000s. We will find a way to sit up there and make it the same way that we've always done it. And we've always depended on ourselves, hook or crook, no matter what type of arguments, no matter what types of fights or inner battles that we have within our communities, we will still make it through. Will everybody else be able to do the same thing? I don't know, because historically, I don't got nothing for y'all. Historically speaking, I know what it is that Black Americans have done, will do, and are highly capable of. But like I said before, somehow, some way, people will muddy the waters and still try to say that, oh, Black Americans, you know, they depended on every other groups of people, you know, during slavery in order to survive. But you guys don't, right? Somehow, some way. No matter what it is that Black Americans do, people will try to strip away whatever it is that we've actually done for ourselves by ourselves. So now you guys got to do the same. Figure it out. The same way that Black Americans have. Stand on your own 2 toes, 10 toes down. The same way that you guys stood 10 toes down when we were, in a sense, maybe looking for a little bit of help or a little bit of sympathy, and you guys sat up there and told us, well, if you guys do the crime, you do the time. Well, maybe if you guys dress differently, well, maybe if you guys actually did this and got educated and went to college, and y'all figure it out the same way that y'all told us to. Or I guess you guys forgot. Maybe it was a Mandela effect or something like that, right? But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything. Now listen in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.